you have said that we are going to wait for the Abuja delegation before we hand out the forms. It was at the press conference. But during the press conference, we saw postings of the process going on at various places. And so I'm asking you, how could the process have gone on if what you had said at your press conference was true to fact, that you were waiting for the delegation, if the process was going on simultaneously?
To the end of it. At the end of it, I said, look, at this point, they have confirmed that they won't make it early into Port Harcourt. And so we have decided that cells should go, even if they won't be there to witness it.
So that means that this whole time, what you have said is that this process is going to be dependent upon the oversight of those from Abuja. And you're now saying that you conducted the process without the oversight of those from Abuja.
We said we would do it. That was optional for us. We simply wanted to demonstrate transparency. But when it became obvious that those guys won't arrive Port Harcourt early enough, we decided to take the bull by the horn and say, look, we will start selling forms. But the problem was getting those who had been agitated and choked up the secretariat to clear. Even when those who carried the form, like General Alama retired, who is a member of our party, and a few other members who were, given that task, when they tried to go in there, the police themselves advised them, because the police were sort of passive because it was a party thing. But they advised them, please get out here now into the police station opposite. They got in there and they were now reaching some of us that, look, they can't enter the secretariat to sell forms. That until they clear the place, they won't be able to sell forms. That was why the Commissioner of Police now took action that led to them abandoning all the loot they took from the secretariat. So forms were now...
were sold at what time?
Now sold,
at what time?
Forms were sold about 5 o'clock.
About 5 p.m. When did you end the sale of forms?
And we sold the form until a time. Even I saw the distinguished senator come into the police station. At that point, they were selling forms there.
They were selling forms in the police station?
No, the time he went into the opposite building, which is the police station.
At the end of the day, what time did you stop selling?
5.
No, stop selling.
They were selling till I left.
So you don't know what time they stopped?
No, I didn't know when they stopped.
Could it be midnight?
But again, it was into the night. But let me say this. A report was made.
Yes.
And it was agreed that a report would be made that, look, we probably wouldn't have sold enough forms, but let them take the next decision. And we suggested, look, allow those who, for one reason or the other, especially for the violence that was experienced there, those who could not collect their forms. It was mere collecting of forms.
Because they paid in the bank.
Exactly. Let them go to their wards and AGS with their tellers. We said we won't announce it. We allowed the team that came from Abuja to announce that themselves.
Okay, so was that satisfactory for people who...
You've listened to him.
Yes.
Sometimes it's good to let people explain themselves and let them explain the unexplainable. From what he has said, it is clear to even those who are watching this program that no Congress is held in Rivers State. First of all, the timelines he has set is clearly impossible for anybody to meet up with. Fine, you start. I came to the police station at about 5 o'clock when I heard that a member of the House of Representatives was being detained at the police station. And when I got there, nobody was there selling any form. Some cameramen came to try to make a video of people doing as if they were selling form. And the people were very angry with them. And they left immediately. So no form was sold. Secondly, you sell a form at 5 o'clock. Already at 2 o'clock, in my own ward, SARS was in my ward as early as 8. I was still in my bathroom when they were shooting in my village, and I told everybody to withdraw, allow them. So you see pictures being posted all over the internet of voting in Senator Abe's ward. At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that was going on.
You mean on Saturday morning?
On Saturday morning, in my own ward. And I told him, leave them. Now, you go beyond that. At the time he is saying that all this information he's giving you today on channels, this information was not made available to any member or leader of the party in Rivers State on the day of the Congress. None of us knew all the things that Chris Finebone is here telling Nigerians today we didn't know it.
So
not to talk of the people.
You were saying, you were alleging, I'm afraid I have to interrupt you because our time is very limited.
Yes.
You were saying that no Congress is held.
It is clear even to you, Markwe, that no Congress is held in Rivers State. It is clear to the whole world knows that
because
nothing...
he says at the end of the day, the national team announced that you could go to your ward and...
I never saw the national team. I'm just seeing them on TV.
And show your teller.
It was on radio.
How will you just go? How will a politician, you're in Port Harcourt for 2 days now, trying to get form, you couldn't get. Then somebody announces on the radio that you should go to your ward and show your teller. If your ward is in Bonny, how will you get there? And already the people in Bonny have told you that they have finished Congress.
That was
the people
Saturday.
That was on
Friday.
Saturday. No, I heard
Friday.
that announcement was made on
Saturday. It continued into Saturday.
No, I heard it on Saturday. That announcement was made on Saturday.
So are you saying that...
So what kind of Congress could that be?
Mr. Feinberg,
and all this was clearly avoidable. All this was clearly, it was deliberately designed to show
Senator
power.
Abe, if I may, are you saying then, because he has said no Congresses took place, you hold a contrary opinion?
Congresses held. You have your cameraman in Port Harcourt. Asked for the report late yesterday. I wasn't even in Port Harcourt. They had to, because the secretary was virtually gone, they had to set up a canopy on the field inside the compound and station decks and put on personnel.
So your Congress is held on Sunday?
No, Saturday. I mean, I'm talking about collation.
Okay.
Collation. Congress is held. I went to my own ward, was 6 people in Corona.
You were at the burial in Popo.
I had a burial and I had a
burial.
Congress, just almost the same place. So after the burial of my cousin, I crossed over to the Congress, finished and returned to the burial. So it held the video, and we made sure that there are 319 video clips indicating that Congress is held.
Would you say that you were able to meet your objectives? Because you said at the beginning that you tried your best to be objective, you wanted to be transparent, and you wanted everybody to see. I mean, not just for it to be transparent, but you also wanted it to be seen as transparent. Would you say that at the end of the day you were able to achieve that objective, considering all of the controversy that followed the guidelines and the fact that you did not quite follow the guidelines as laid down by the party?
I think we did. Where you probably might point at being whether everybody that wanted form got, the national intervened and said, look, a few of you who may not have bought forms, if you have your bank teller, it will serve as your form. Go to your location, go to your ward, and be part of the Congress. That was their decision.
Would you say
we didn't take it.
Would you say it was a fair process?
It was fair, to the best of our knowledge. And again, what happened at that secretariat on Friday wasn't our making.
Mr. Feinborn, let me ask you. We had camera crews, as you saw in the report, at the secretariat early in the morning before there was crisis, before there was confrontation, and it looked like a very calm atmosphere. According to the according to the guidelines that had been agreed on, apparently everybody would have been there at the same time, both sides of both factions. If that had happened early in the morning when things were calm, do you think the process could have, if all stakeholders wanted a fair process, could it have happened?
Our appraisal of that situation, and this is based on facts, was that the invasion, the assemblage of people you saw there wasn't just coming to collect form or buy form, but rather they were there, and from what they were saying, from the war songs they were singing that we got to hear, they were there to prevent the process of sale of forms. We concluded that even if you force yourself in there with the forms, they will simply destroy those forms.
Very quickly, what's the way forward now? How does the national leadership solve this problem for both of you to be satisfied?
Well, let me say very clearly that from what everybody can see and from what we had heard here, there was a clear intention from the beginning to create crisis in the state and to make it impossible for APC members to participate openly in a fair and transparent process. Whatever list has been generated, however that is being managed, has nothing to do with the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. And to try to be spinning tales at this point to justify what is clearly unjustifiable is, in my opinion, a disservice to the party.
So the question is, what would you do? I mean, how is it going to be resolved? Because you're clearly dissatisfied, and there are people who are dissatisfied at the ward level as well. What would you advise them to do?
Well, there is a process on. We're looking up to the national leadership of the party to do what is right for all party members.
Do you have confidence in the national leadership of the party?
I know that the South-South caucus of the party took a decision that any state where the committee from Abuja does not meet with the stakeholders, that process, that even invalidates the process. That was what was decided at that meeting. And secondly, that all stakeholders were to meet even before the committee from Abuja comes. None of the things that could have been done to build confidence in the process was done in the case of Rivers.
That's in the past. The question is moving forward. Do you have confidence in the national leadership of your party to solve it?
This is a party of change. So we have confidence
in the party.
No? Yes, I have confidence in the leadership of the party to solve it.
What are you going to tell those who are dissatisfied?
What I will tell them is to look at the process again, and I'm sure they'll have a change of mind.
Well, we have to thank you both for coming on Sunrise Daily. Mr. Chris Finebone is the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, and we also had with us Senator Magnus Abe, who was a member of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State.